Welcome to Project 2. Here are all the materials I will be using for this week's Christmas card project. Links to the materials can be found in the comments. This image is a card I purchased from the Silhouette Design store. They are a Cricut competitor. In my Design Space Part 2 tutorial, I showed how to upload an image from an outside source. Please refer to that video if you missed it and would like to know how. It's linked in the comments. To find an uploaded image, you click on Upload in the left panel and select your uploaded design. This is mine. Click Insert Image, and you can see here that it's pretty small, and I already did some resizing on the one I'm using for this project. I just wanted to show you how it works, so I'll delete the second image now. I'm going to resize this one just a little bit more to round out the dimensions. To resize, I use this two-way arrow, and if you remember, the image proportions are locked unless I unlock it, which I won't be doing with this image. Next step is to change the color of the layers so they don't all cut out on the same color paper. Starting with these two pieces, I'm cutting them out on the same paper, so I'll select them both and change them to green. I will make the body of the card light yellow, and the reindeer, they should be brown, of course. Lastly, we have Santa's sleigh, and it can stay red. Next thing I'm going to do is ungroup all the layers so that I can take the body of the card and the score line and use the attach feature to ensure that the score line stays right where I want it to. It's time to get cutting. Click on Make It, Continue, and select my material. For this project, I'm going to choose glitter cardstock because that is my heaviest material that I'm going to be using, and the other materials are a bit heavy too, so keeping it on glitter cardstock will be just fine for all of the other paper. The first thing that I'm going to be cutting out is Santa's sleigh. I'm cutting it out on the glitter cardstock that I mentioned. It's a beautiful sparkly dark red, and it's going to look awesome on this card. Don't forget that as you remove the cardstock off the mat, you need to roll the mat so you don't end up curling the paper of your cut. The best way to get excess off your mat is by using a scraper. Now I'm cutting out the reindeer. You are going to love how these reindeer look. They are so cute. This paper is pretty thick, so I'm not being as careful with the legs as I normally would, but if I had a thinner cardstock, I would definitely want to be much more gentle, but the rolling is key here. It's time to introduce you to the scoring wheel. Cricut has a cool scoring wheel that can swap out the head to be either a double score or a single score. We're going to use the single score because this paper isn't thick enough to really need a double score. When you put it in the machine, you want to make sure the teeth line up and then close the clamp and you're good to go. When it's time to put the fine point blade back in the machine, all you do is have to rest it in there on that lip. There's no teeth that need to be lined up. Okay, I am all done cutting and it's time to assemble the card. To assemble this card, I'm going to use some tiny glue dots, some long glue strips, and a glue pen. To add a little bit of dimension to the card, I will be using raised foam glue dots for the sleigh. I'm using the glue pen on the antlers and the legs because it's a much more precise way to get glue on the paper that I can't get when I use glue dots. I do want to be sure to mention that I did put a glue dot in the middle of the reindeer body. I did this to give it extra strength.